There's just so much that goes into this. Those constant changes that you're talking about, they can happen when there is misalignment in the C-suite. And there is. We just talked about it. That's the number one challenge. Every organization has, to some degree, a very big challenge with misalignment internally. How do you use alignment as a growth multiplier versus having it as a challenge that leads to constant reorgs and chaos and our high performance team members thinking, how does this impact me? There's so many negatives to that. But if we come into alignment, give us the positive side. Like, what does it do for us if we can actually get that alignment internally?
Well, I mean, it changes out, right? It can change the trajectory of an organization. It builds culture. It builds a team that wants to perform and will go the extra step on the last day of a quarter. And I've seen this. I've been privileged enough to have sales leaders and salespeople that will take that extra step and that make that one more phone call to get that deal signed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday at the end of a quarter. You really have to have a strong internal culture that goes back to the thing that we talked to at the very beginning, which is trust. There are some things that you can put around this to keep the team engaged as you're undergoing transformation, whether you're launching a new product or shifting your go-to-market strategy, or there's changes in leadership. As we mentioned, all of this could be unsettling, not only for top performers, but everybody and everyone within the organization. So a couple of the things that I have done as a leader to really help retain not only my top performers, but I want everyone in my organization to be successful. One of the first easiest things that I do is really recognize my team members for them going above and beyond. I'm not just talking about like on a quarterly basis, we hand out a plaque. I'm really talking about tying their accomplishments to the larger transformation and change that we're going to and why that made such a difference. That's one. Another thing that I'll do is really look at the compensation. And sometimes when you're going quarter to quarter, as a chief revenue officer, you can say, okay, next quarter, this is like where we really have to shine. So let me put in a compensation accelerator that is going to get me more contract renewals or is going to get me more multi-year contracts so that the team can continue to build a relationship and drive revenue. So I'll look at compensation and I'll look at some small sales spiffs or things that I can do to make sure that the behavior that we're driving towards, the KPIs that we're driving towards is reflected in the compensation piece. And then again, it's that communication piece. You can't over communicate when you're leading in times of uncertainty. You have to communicate more and more often. And you have to really make this a practice. I've been asked questions. I hold monthly town halls with my entire team. I led a very large team here recently. And sometimes I get asked questions and I'm like, I know I can't answer that, or I don't have the right answer. And I'll say, listen, I appreciate the question. I don't have an answer for you right now, but I promise that I will circle back on this before our next town hall with more information that I can share with you. This helps really build that trust, this honesty. I try to show up in my leadership, part of my leadership philosophy and my leadership style. I hold people accountable. I'm a very serious business person, but I too like to have fun. And I am vulnerable and I do show up that way in my leadership style because honesty helps to really build trust during turbulent times. We're all in this together. Like, listen, I've gotten some of my best ideas from people sometimes that are 3 or 4 levels below me and seeking that kind of collaboration and that spirit of we're all in this together.